right, welcome to another edition of our show, OnsideSA, and we'll have Stevie B on the line from the UK, and Budge and I are going to talk about a few things that are coming up. But Budge, we're all into
all internationals, Paul.
All internationals now, you know. Yeah. And have we got Steve on the line?
We got Steve preparing for Lords. Paul, can you believe it?
Is he fielding?
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Go to Lords to watch.
Yeah, I'm taking my pads with me because you know what the English top order's like. So.
3 or 4 down by lunch.
No doubt, Steve. Win the toss and field. Yeah. At least you can see Anderson and Broad bowling.
But, are they still playing?
Long as we see a bit of action, it should be good.
No, there will be. There no doubt will be. Steve, talking of action, Champions League final. Our mate Mark Aboud, I was texting him after the game about the trouble. But as far as the game goes, I thought Liverpool were a little bit unlucky.
Yeah, they were very unlucky. Real Madrid, their name has been on the cup, obviously, during the knockout stage because, we've talked in the last few months how they've got through some of those ties. Yeah. And they did it again. They were top for most of the game. Courtois had one of his best games, I should think. Yeah. And they just couldn't quite find that sort of killer final ball and that killer, and when Salah went through even, normally you'd think he's going to score, but it wasn't going to be. And then, and they gave away a very soft goal as it, they didn't get anywhere near it. And I think ultimately, once they went down, they were chasing the game a little bit. So pointing, I wouldn't say that the best team won, but they, as we said before, they know how to win this competition.
Yeah, 8 finals, 8 victories.
That's amazing.
Unbelievable. The last 8 anyway. Yeah.
It is an amazing. Yeah, look, it's an amazing stat, and you looked at those sides before. I just thought that Liverpool were going to win it, but they needed that first goal, Liverpool, and they could have got a hatful, but it didn't happen. And look, it wasn't a bad season. I think that's the other thing. They won 2 trophies, finalist in the Champions League and runner-up in the league. It wasn't a season, but I'm talking to a couple of Liverpool fans, and they feel disheartened by it. The 2 big ones they didn't get.
Yeah, shut half of Durban up, 3 cup finals, they never scored a goal, and they're walking around celebrating 2 trophies. Anyway, there've been plenty of banter this side of the this side of the continent. But anyway, Steve, the championship final. Congratulations to Nottingham Forest, great club or famous club. I thought Huddersfield were unlucky, especially with 2 penalties. One was, I thought, was stone cold. How did you see it?
They were both penalties.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think a lot of people here in pundits were just really surprised that they weren't given one of those penalties. John Moss was very quick, the referee, to give the first one. When they showed it several times. There was no question, a little touch there. Yeah. Whether or not the dive was slightly exaggerated, but it could easily been. I thought, second half, I thought Huddersfield were, because for a team that basically cost nothing, going to be interesting. Look, Forest. We'll have to buy and invest, like any of the teams that have come up. So, but it's been a long time coming for them. Obviously they had a fantastic time in the Premier League or the division was before, and a lot of their fans think they're back where they belong. But there's still the hard work to be done yet.
Yeah, totally agree. Steve, any early signings? I know Paul's about to tell me that Spurs have signed somebody. Is that right?
Perisic. What's his name?
Is it Ivan Perisic from Inter?
That's it. Perisic has come over. He's in. We're looking at that centre half.
It's interesting. He qualified 32. Not something you'll buy a few. So that they're going after somebody today. Yeah. We know he's got experience, but whether or not they've got to play some young around. You can't midfield, a midfield 30-year-old player, but got 132. They're going to need a couple of whippersnappers either side of him necessarily. But I was slightly surprised. They obviously rates him. He knows him well from his time there, and I guess he obviously feels that he's one of the missing links. So obviously they're not going to go for Ericsson if they for Perisic.
Yeah. I just worry about Conte because when he got to Inter Milan, he bought a lot of older players. He never really brought many players through, but he's a winner. And if the players are better than what they've got, you've got to sign them.
They become squad players with him.
He's a good player, Perisic.
Yeah, he is. Nothing wrong with him.
No, I mean,
they're after. Sorry, but they're after that boy who played last night for
Bastoni.
Yeah, Bastoni. They want a 23-year-old.
Yeah. No, Conte's no mug. He knows that Italian league is physical. He gets them working hard, and he'll improve Spurs, know that, like he did this season. Steve, so we'll go on to the finalissima. Obviously, South American champions, European champions. I watched the first half. Italy were woeful. Argentina, when I have a look at their players, I can't see them winning the World Cup. But superb performance last night. They toyed with Italy. Did you see much of it?
I just saw some highlights. I was watching the Scotland-Ukraine game. But look, Argentina put out a very strong side. Italy, it's incredible. They had that amazing run where they didn't lose for 37 games. And since then, they've just gone, and I think Mancini has got a bit of rebuilding to do. Yeah. When you looked at the stats, I mean, Argentina were way on top. So I think you're right. I mean, they've got a good side. I think that they'll be a hard team to beat. I mean, obviously they were disappointing the last World Cup, Argentina. I think that they'll probably fancy themselves to get through the group stage. Yeah. But as you said, I don't think that.
Yeah, I think they're third favourites.
They've got to do now.
Yeah. Well, it's good. And Messi was cruising around, playing through balls. Laura Martinez, Di Maria still playing the Celso. No, can't.
The Celso?
The Celso playing, and then Dybala came on. But they destroyed the Italians, and I must say they didn't look too bad. Steve, Scotland and Ukraine, disappointing for the Scots, but full credit to the Ukrainians.
Oh, very much. They were by far the team. They just, they played the better football. They obviously wanted it more. They were hungry, and in the end, it was a justifiable, result. I'm sure Scotland are very disappointed. Obviously, they had home advantage. It didn't work for them, and at the time did I feel that they were on top. And good luck, Ukraine. Obviously, it's going to be a game against Wales. Wales rested a number of their key players in the friendly last night in Poland. So I thought it's going to be a very close game. I still fancy Ukraine, though. I just think there's something. I just think that there's a desire there for their team to get on to get to the World Cup. But players like Gareth Bale, this is his last chance to play in a World Cup. So I think it's got all the marks of a really good game. Looking forward to it.
When is that game?
It's Sunday. We'll get the betting up a little bit.
Is that Wales, Ukraine?
No, it's Sunday. Isn't
Where
it Sunday?
Playing?
They're playing in Wales.
This Sunday.
It's Sunday. Yeah. Sunday, 6 o'clock.
So Wales lost to Poland.
Yeah. Well, I watched it. I said I had a bet beforehand, and Wales. Other than Daniel Jones, I didn't recognise many of the players, and he got taken off at half time. They went 1-0 up. Not one Premiership player played for Wales in the second half. And Poland are woeful. That's all I can say. Bar Lewandowski, I'll be backing against them in the World Cup, but they're a really poor team. Steve, there's a few Nations League games tonight. Big one, Spain, Portugal. I fancy the Spanish. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think the problem with some of these games is they're straight after the season's ended. Players have had a little break. These are games they don't really want, I think, in all honesty. But I think Spain at home would be a little bit too strong. And again, we don't quite know whether they're going to play their strongest teams or not. But I think Spain would push favourites. Yeah, be close.
Yeah, Czech Republic, Switzerland.
Yeah, I like the Swiss. I think they play nice football. At home, the Czechs might be a little bit too strong. I think it'll be, for me, I think it could be a home win or a draw.
Yeah, you think Shaqiri will still be playing?
Well, I don't know if he's been released, because obviously he's playing in the MLS at the moment.
Yeah.
So whether or not he's coming back for that, I suspect I'm not sure. Maybe I heard it wrong that he's retired from international football. But it'll be interesting to see. I mean, I think it's like the MLS is probably perfect for him at the moment.
All right. Game, hopefully, I don't know if it's on, but if it's on, I'll be watching Serbia-Norway.
Yeah, I fancy Serbia. they're obviously sort of getting ready for the World Cup. They've got a 43-goal
striker Mitrovic. Yeah, no wonder you
probably,
fancied him. Yeah.
Desperate to play. They've got, I think they'll be too strong for Norway.
Okie dokie. Remember, Haaland will be playing for Norway. A lot of good young players. That's
Good
why I
game
would
to
like
watch.
to watch
Good
them.
game
now.
to watch.
And last but not least, Carl Lafferty's Northern Ireland. Can they beat the Greeks?
I think it'll be a key game. Greece, you never what you get with. Defensively they were quite strong. I mean, Northern Ireland have struggled of late, as we know. I think the best they'll do is maybe draw with them.
All right. Steve, you're going to put the playoff final betting on. Going to put the betting up there. There was an early shot. I took it late last night. Wales are 15-10, 21-10 the draw. Ukraine 19-10. You like the Ukrainians?
I thought they lost. I was really impressed. They played nice football.
Yeah.
It wasn't like they were sort of under pressure for most of the game. They sat back and attacked quickly. I think you got players like Zinchenko. And, you could see the quality. I mean, obviously, he can't be playing regularly in the Man City otherwise. And one of the best players on the pitch, Yarmolenko, had a good game.
Yeah.
What a cracking goal as well. So I just wonder if the pressure will get to Wales a little bit. They're desperate for having a World Cup since '58. I just fancy Ukraine.
Yeah, the key player in that Ukrainian team is that Malinovsky. I've watched him play a few times at Atalanta. He's a good player. He was outstanding last night in the little bit I saw. But let's hope there's a few goals because I think it's going to be tight.
Play there?
Yeah, he plays in the middle of the park. Yeah, he's a captain. And he wasn't captain last night. Yarmolenko was a captain. Steve, we're going to go on to the Nations League's fixtures. I've highlighted the main games because some of the C and D division aren't the best. The first game up should be a cracker. Belgium, Netherlands. How do you see it?
Yeah, very much so. I mean, obviously, a bit of a derby. They don't play each other that often. Yeah. I think Belgium should be favourites, but I think it'll be a close game. I think that's for me, Belgium or a draw for me.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree. Both teams to score. Now, Croatia, my best bet of the weekend. Do you think they'll win at home against Austria?
Yeah, I think they should do. I think it'll be close, but I think Croatia should be a little bit too strong.
Yeah.
Austria are probably still disappointed, after poor performance when they lost to Wales. But no, I think Croatia. For me.
Well, you think Ralph Radnick will do a better job with Austria than he did at Man United?
Well, as I say, if he does the same job, then it doesn't hold much hope for Austria qualifying.
Yeah. But you don't think if he plays that formation 4-2-2-2? But anyway, what can we say? Steve, France-Denmark. I don't know if Benzema will be playing, but that should be a good game.
Yeah, that really will be a good game. I mean, as you say, they only played last weekend.
Yeah.
Having said that, they've got enough up front with players like Mbappe. So I would think France will be favourites for that game.
All right. Now, the Belarus-Slovakia game is being played in Serbia.
Is it Slovakia or
Sorry, Slovakia, misspelt on the sheet.
Yes.
I think Slovakia would be too good for Belarus. Steve, what do you think?
I think so. I think they're a stronger team, and this is being played in neutral territory. I think Slovakia should be favourites there.
Yeah. On to Saturday, Armenia hosts the Republic of Ireland. How do you see that
Carl
going?
Lafferty?
No, Carl Laff's Northern Ireland.
Well, I mean, the Republic have had a shocking run, really. In the past, you'd have thought they'd be too strong. I think they probably start as maybe just favourites, but otherwise a draw for me.
Yeah, I wonder if Mkhitaryan will play the Roma play. He's the Armenian captain, so I think there'll be goals in that. Because one thing about Armenia, they don't sit back; they have a go. Steve, on to the second page, we've got Finland versus Bosnia-Herzegovina. I think Finland are good things. How do you see it?
Yeah, I agree. I think Finland, it'll be close, but I think Finland by a goal.
Yeah. On to England. I think the last time they went to Hungary, I think they beat them 4-0, was it, or 4-1?
They did, yeah, 4-0. Look, I mean, they should be favourites. The match was supposed to be played behind closed doors,
yes.
But evidently we have got taking advantage of a loophole where children are allowed in to bring an adult, and they've sold 30,000 tickets. So it makes a mockery of the UEFA penalty. I think England should be too strong. You'd expect them to be.
I'd love to know how old those kids are that are they're allowed.
Where are they playing?
They're playing on a Saturday, 6 o'clock. Playing in Hungary, Budapest. Now the next game, I fancy Luxembourg to win at Lithuania. Steve, what's your call on that game?
Yeah, no, I'm the other way. I mean, I mean neither of them have got much form. Yeah. But I thought Lithuania at home. I thought Lithuania should be a little. For me, would be too strong at home.
Okay. Now, I've watched Luxembourg a couple of times against good teams. They get stuck in. Obviously, two poor teams, but as you say, could go either way. Now, my best each way value bet is Germany to beat Italy. What I saw last night, I can't have the Italians. Steve, do you agree?
I think so. I mean, I don't think he's got many options, Mancini, to change it around a lot. Obviously, Chiellini probably played his last game, I think. I would think Germany would be too strong.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to watch them. I think they're the dark horses for the World Cup. I know several players are moving on, Muller and maybe now. It'd be interesting to see how good the youngsters are coming through. So I'll be watching that, Jar. It's Montenegro versus Romania, Steve. Any fancies?
Yeah, I mean, Montenegro normally sort of relatively strong at home. Yeah. I mean, if this was Romania, I would fancy them. But I think in Montenegro, I think they'll probably be slight favourites.
Now, that thug Savic who plays for Atletico Madrid, he's the captain of Montenegro. He'll be kicking a few of them, yeah. Steve, Turkey, the Faroe Islands, surely that's got to be the good thing of the weekend?
Yeah, I mean, you would think,
that's
on paper, you would think that's a banker home win, really. You know, Faroe Islands don't travel particularly well, and I would have thought Turkey by at least
even
2 goals.
Win somewhere there, rubbish.
Steve, on to Sunday. You know, Spain away to the Czech Republic. Any chance of an upset?
I'm not sure there would be. I think it would be too. For me, that's either an away win. Maybe the Czech can hold them. I mean, they've got, it depends how they do in their first against Switzerland, but I think Spain will be favourites.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to watch Spain against Portugal tonight. That should be a good game. Mentioning Portugal, you think they'll be too good for Switzerland?
I think they will be. I think, they've got a tough game, obviously, against Spain. Yeah. Good games for Portugal. Good test for them. I think they'll be too strong there.
Okie dokie. Your man Mitrovic, you think he can score a couple against Slovenia on Sunday?
I think so. I think they'll be favourites for that, definitely. I think that they've got some good players. And, I think Serbia will be too strong. I think they'll win.
All right. Stephen, last but not least, Sweden hosting Norway. I think the last time they played, it ended up 3-3. Any chance of more goals? Yeah.
Sorry, can you repeat that, Steve? So, just had a break there.
Yeah, I just had...
for me, Sweden are favourites at home.
Okie dokie, no panic at all. Now, Steve, as always, it's pressure time. I need your best bet and value bet, please.
Yeah, it's a tricky one with these nation leagues. I'm not quite sure the sort of teams that put out. I'm going to go for Sweden as my best bet. I just think at home, I think they're...
Sweden to beat Norway, eh?
Sweden.
And I'm going to go the other way to you. I just think Lithuania at home will probably be a little bit too strong for Luxembourg, but it remains to be seen. I think we'll be seeing that on TV, though.
Yeah, no doubt about that. That's guaranteed it won't be on. Steve, thanks again as always, and enjoy Lords, and have a drink or two for Paul and I. Yeah?
Stevie, have you got the red and yellow tie?
No, I won't be in the members' pavilion, I'm afraid. I'll be with the riffraff on the other end of the ground.
As they say, get the beers in, Steve.
Steve, thanks again, and we'll speak to you next week.
Cheers.
All the best,
Bye-bye, Steve. Cheers.
Thank you.
All right, AFCON, bud.
Yep. Paul, before we start on the AFCON, I don't know if you saw the first page. South Africa got a great bit of help to get through, because there were two teams that were banned, Kenya and Zimbabwe, because of political interference. Now our teams
are they suspended?
They can't play in the competition. So our group consists of Morocco, Liberia and South Africa. So the top 2 of the 3 goes through.
So
we just got to beat Liberia to go through. Our first game is next Thursday. We play away in Morocco.
That's wonderful news.
Oh,
and that is to qualify for?
That's to qualify for the AFCON finals. So we haven't qualified for a while.
Well, yeah.
So if we can't beat Liberia, well, Paul, what can we do? As long as George Weir isn't playing, I think we've got a great chance. But yeah, Paul, there wasn't any betting.
Okay.
So we can go through them as far as the games go.
Let's shoot through the fixtures.
Yeah,
really I'll ask you to give me your opinion.
No,
you know these African
Paul, I
teams,
like
don't they?
Burkina Faso. I think at home they don't get beat. They're unbeaten in 6. You know, I think they'll beat the Cape Verde. Yeah, game's Friday. Ivory Coast, Paul, they got beaten in the playoffs. A lot of good players. Won the last 3 at home. Zambia, you know, they always score, but they concede plenty. Ivory Coast certainties. Now, Congo Democratic Republic got beat in the World Cup playoffs. So they were a bit stiff. I think it was Morocco that beat them. They should be too good for Gabon at home.
Gabon, is that the Arsenal striker?
That's Aubameyang. Yeah, he hardly plays, Paul, but you know, Congo at home has dodgy pitches. I think they'll be too good. Niger against Tanzania, Paul, that's got draw written all over it.
Okay.
2 not bad, consistent teams, but draw not too good, the players. Gambia, South Sudan, another tough game, Paul. Gambia, of the 2 teams, they played quite well in the AFCON.
Yeah.
South Sudan are nowhere. On to the second page, Senegal, Paul, African champions.
Certainties.
Should be, Paul. Benin, no chance.
No chance.
Algeria, Paul. Now, this could be the upset because they got knocked out by Cameroon. They got beat 2-1 at home and lost on penalties at the World Cup. A lot of experienced players, Mahrez, they may reboot and play the youngsters. Uganda, always difficult to beat. And if there is an upset this weekend, that could be the one.
Okay.
Mali, I like, Paul. Whatever price Mali, I'm going to back. A lot of players that play in the French league. They were unlucky in the AFCON. Got done late on, but I think they're good things. And Mauritania, I think that's in the Sahara Desert. That's the country right on there. I think they'll beat Sudan.
Lovely. Like to go and play there in summer.
Yeah, South Africa, Paul. Bafana played there, got totally outplayed.
Okay. But let's look at the soccer pool.
Yeah, Paul, weekend, the Pumalele Exotics, all on Saturday. First one, the Soccer 6. I'm going Morocco Swallows, win and draw against University of Pretoria. That's the promotion relegation game. They've both got 3 points.
Let's just talk about that for a second. That's our mate.
Dylan, they scored injury time to win yesterday. They beat Cape Town All-Stars. They're 1-0 down.
In what game?
That's they play each other home and away. University of Pretoria beat Cape Town All-Stars the first game. And then Morocco Swallows beat Cape Town All-Stars yesterday.
So this is game 3 of 6 or something?
Yeah, this is the 3rd game. So Paul, this will be a tight game.
If Swallows can win there, they'll do a lot
Well, if
to
they
stay
win,
up.
they win this, they've got a great chance to stay up, Paul. But
And when do they play? Have you got any idea?
It's at 3 o'clock on Saturday, Paul.
Okay.
So it'll be on the box. So I think the draws, I wouldn't say nailed on, but no one will want to get beat. Second game, I've got Namibia, win and draw at home against Burundi. Likewise, Congo Democratic Republic, win and draw at home against Gabon. I don't see Gambia losing at home to South Sudan. I'm chancing Tanzania to avoid defeat in Niger. But I think Mali will destroy Congo, 192.
Okie doke.
On to the second Soccer 6. I'm going England to be too good for Hungary. I'm going Finland, win and draw at home against Bosnia-Herzegovina. I don't see the Germans losing in Italy. I don't see Romania losing in Montenegro. And ending up with 2 home win and draws. America Mineiro against Curitiba and Atletico Paranaense against Santos, 192.
Already go.
On to the Soccer 10. I'm going Republic of Ireland, win and draw in Armenia. I'm going Morocco Swallows to avoid defeat against the University of Pretoria. I think Namibia will be too strong for Burundi, as well as the Congo DR, too strong for Gabon. I'm going Gambia, win and draw at home against South Sudan. On to the second page, I don't see Luxembourg losing against Lithuania. I'm going Tanzania, win and draw in Niger. I'm going the Germans to avoid defeat against Italy. I'm bankering Mali to beat Congo. And Mauritania, win and draw at home against Sudan, 256. On to the Soccer 13, I'm going Germany, win and draw in Italy. I'm banking England to beat Hungary. Finland to beat Bosnia-Herzegovina. I'm going Luxembourg, win and draw against Lithuania, as well as Romania, win and draw against Montenegro. And then all the Swedish games, Luginskil, win and draw away at Oskarshamn, as well as Vänersborgs, winners draw at Queviding. On to the second page, I'm going Falkensburg, win and draw at Widdersburg, as long as IF Karlstad avoid defeat against Hammarby. I think Matala will be too good for Tabby. Sandvikens will be too good for Gefle, as well as Vasselins to beat Stockholm International. And last but not least, the promotion game, Las Palmas to beat Tenerife, 256.
Tenerife, you know, he came from Tenerife. The boy, he's with Leicester now. He went into Newcastle. I forgot his name. Little guy plays up front.
Oh, okay.
And he was from Tenerife, I remember, because I've been to Tenerife. That's
Okay,
why I
so
know it.
airfare.
There's some hell of a names of some of those teams there. But is that the
Right,
Swedish
that's
league?
Sweden, yeah. It's like the Division 1, because of the Euro and the Nations League, their top 3 leagues don't play. So now to fill up the Soccer 13 pool, away you go.
Budgie's best
Yeah,
bets.
Paul, I've broken it down with the Nations League. Obviously, that's captured most of our interest.
Yeah.
So I've broken it down on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. But the first bet, I'm going Croatia to beat Austria. I'm going France to beat Denmark and both teams to score. And both teams to score in the Belgium-Netherlands clash, 2,500 to 200.
I like that bet.
The Nations League's on Saturday. I'm going Germany to beat Italy. I'm going over 2.5 goals and both teams to score no. That's Turkey against Faroe Islands. That's Turkey to win 3-0, 4-0, whatever. And both teams to score Montenegro, Romania, 2,600 to 200.
Okay.
Our Sunday Nations League bet, I'm going Bulgaria to beat Georgia, Spain to beat the Czech Republic, and both teams to score in the Sweden, Norway, Portugal, Switzerland fixtures, 2,800 to 200. Both teams to score, our team goals only, I'm going Belgium, Croatia, Slovakia and Germany, all to score over 1.5 goals,
Okay.
3,400 to 200.
There's money coming back.
Brazilian Serie A, I'm going America Mineiro to beat Cuiabá, Botafogo to beat Goiás, Flamengo to beat Fortaleza by more than 1 goal, and both teams to score in the Atletico Gio versus Corinthians clash, 2,700 to 200. Collis King, 6 or next, so I'm going Croatia to beat Austria, France to beat Denmark, Slovakia to beat Belarus, Germany to beat Italy, Turkey to beat the Faroe Islands, and Spain to beat the Czech Republic.
Big odds.
6,600 to 200.
Let that arrive, Budge. We can go drinking.
Drinking again, Paul.
Again, yeah. Get the beers in, as Stevie B says.
Stevie B, yeah.
Oh, well, that's excellent. So we've got some exciting stuff
Paul, it's
to
difficult
watch.
with the Nations League, Paul. As Stevie said, you don't know what teams are playing.
Yeah.
So they'll be all mix and matching, especially the World Cup. But they will be competitive, Paul.
Yeah.
And it's strength against strength. It's not like Spain playing the Faroe Islands, the Mickey Mouse side. So let's hope for some good games.
Excellent. Thanks very much, Budge. Until next time, stay on side.